At Embraer, we've never been content to just follow the rules. Now and then, we change them. A decade or so ago, you old-timers may remember, we published a brochure called The Rule of 70 to 110. It made the case for a new 70 to 110 seat segment. By now, it's actually 70 to 130, but the rationale is the same. It was a right-capacity aircraft that could help carriers better match capacity to demand. Inspired by that premise, our E-Jet family of 4 was born, and the rest is, well, let's just observe that we've delivered over 1,000 of them. They're serving every continent, and they've helped change the way the world flies. So it's fair to say that the rule is still golden, but there are new insights we'd like to share. To that end, we're pleased to have published The New Metrics of Success, and it delivers just what the subtitle says. Fresh perspectives on airline fleet strategies. You'll want a copy for yourself. But meanwhile, here are some of the main ideas. Let's hope they're good for at least another decade. A lot has changed in the past decade, but that's nothing new to you. You've seen lots of changes within our own industry. Key among them, for our purposes, was the rapid growth of low-cost carriers, which have grown to nearly a third of our industry. The LCC phenomenon brought intense competition and weak revenue in the resulting low-fare environment. There was also little room for service differentiation among carriers. Think air travel as commodity, white bread all around. The point is, as competition has increased in recent years, airlines focused on lower unit costs as a strategy. Cost per seat became the main metric of their business. It's natural to lower costs in order to stay competitive. But that can lead to a vicious cycle, as lower yields lead to market share battles, forcing lower unit costs, which lead to larger aircraft and increased capacity. And then we're back to the beginning of the cycle with lower yields. In hopes of escaping the vicious cycle, airlines have pursued ancillary revenue sources. To achieve positive margins, passengers are now paying extra for, or choosing not to purchase, things that used to be expected. Checked bags, window seats, meal service, even peanuts. But ancillary has its limits. What else could be an extra? Who knows how far the trend will go? But one thing is clear. The boost from these revenues isn't always enough to ensure success, which means the best strategies will seek maximum total revenue per passenger by maximizing both average fares and ancillary revenues. Aircraft with fewer seats generally command higher average yield. In this comparison between a 110-seater and a 170-seater, based on a simplified example of revenue optimization, a market share-driven strategy would welcome additional passengers attracted by price incentives. Yet overall yield would be diluted, since extra seats would be allocated to the lowest fares. And that requires embracing the ideal of lower returns to gain market share. Doing the math shows the financial advantages of the right-sized aircraft, 30% higher revenue per available seat. It also shows 53% higher profit per seat. Then, applying our new metric, we discover that profit per seat divided by aircraft value per seat yields a 36% higher ROAA, or return on aircraft asset. Bottom line, the 70 to 130 seat segment can deliver better asset performance and higher return to shareholders. And therein lies the transformation of a vicious cycle to a virtuous cycle, in which the 70 to 130 seat segment allows for better capacity management, leading to higher yields, resulting in higher profit per seat and a higher ROAA, and so on. So we encourage you to consider how 70 to 130 seat jets can improve your earnings and provide a better return on aircraft assets. After all, maximizing return on asset starts with the asset. And in that regard, we invite you to learn more about E-Jets. So please contact us at newmetricsofsuccess.com.